Hey, sorry, I was messing with my settings. It wouldn't let me make it where you can only comment. Um, I was trying to make it where you could only comment if you're a subscriber, but apparently you can't do that on mobile because last time I did this, I got a bunch of spam. Um, but anyways, I am working on my son's blanket, and I thought, let me just try to hop on and go live, even though it's not my favorite thing, because it's not nearly as bad on here as it is on YouTube. Not YouTube, TikTok. I Hold on. Hey everybody. I It looks like I'm on an airplane. Oh, just the environment. Look, this is our. I gotta show you my couch. So we've got this couch. I don't know. It hasn't been a year yet, but look. Watch. Hold on. Wrong button. I don't know if you can see it. See how the head is? So I can like when my neck gets super, when my neck gets really bad, I can raise that up and it's just awesome. Hold on, let me get started real quick and then I could talk. But over on TikTok, my account is like shadow banned right now, and so none of my videos are getting any views, and I thought, let me just go live because I've bought so much stuff on TikTok, like this outfit right here. It's not a pretty color, but I really like the outfit. But I've bought like this in 4 colors, and so I thought, let me just go on live and talk about it and see how that goes. And it went terribly. So, but I already had makeup on, I was already dressed, and I was getting ready to start crocheting, and I thought, I am gonna go on YouTube because that is so much easier, because y'all are like, actually feel like I know a lot of you, like we can talk like we're friends. And on TikTok it is not like that at all. So my videos aren't showing unless on YouTube, Vicky. Oh, my TikTok videos aren't showing for me, and yeah, yeah. So with the TikTok creator thing, I've been in it now for a couple of months, and so like there's certain standards you have to follow or they'll disqualify your video. And I wasn't aware that I couldn't like cross post things. So I would do short videos from my YouTube videos and try to put it on TikTok. And like the Daily Blast Live interview I did, I put that on TikTok. And I got a little notification saying that it's disqualified for unoriginal content. And I was like, okay. I wasn't expecting to get paid for that. I just wanted to share it. Well, I didn't know that not only did they disqualify you, but they like penalize you. And if you get 5 in 30 days, then they kick you out. And I've had 4, and none of it was like anything crazy. I got disqualified for that. Another video was disqualified for something, and one of my vlogs I did got flagged for unoriginal content, but that was an error because it was all my clips, it was my voice, it was my royalty-free music. So I don't know. And there's nobody you can like talk to It's all automated, so it's just not, TikTok's just not pushing out any of my content right now. But that's okay because I like y'all so much better anyways. I just thought, you know, the TikTok videos are so much easier because I can just press record and like talk about something for a couple minutes and upload it and forget about it. But yeah, anyways, let me get this started. Hold on, I'll show you what I'm making. My youngest is obsessed with cats, and he is moving next month to go to college. So I'm making him a cat blanket. So it's all these squares with cats in different colors, and then I'll sew them all together. So that's what I'm working on. Can I do what on YouTube Shorts? Oh my God, 112 in Florida. Ugh. I mean, I haven't been outside much this year. I'm a homebody. I like staying at home as much as possible and in the air conditioning. And I so don't miss having to work in that, because one time it was in the middle of summer, it was like July, and we got a 911 call for, like, I think it was a four-wheeler wreck, and the air conditioning went out like on the way to the call, and this guy wrecked the four-wheeler and he broke his femur, and it was so hard to go get him and get him in the truck. And then once we got in the truck, there was no air conditioning, and it was like July, and it was, I can't even describe how awful it was. And I was getting sick because I was hot, I hadn't eaten, and I hate broken bones. I mean, broken bones don't like make me sick, but just like all of the factors, don't miss it. Don't miss it. And Lee's going back to work, I think on Tuesday, so $111 in Sacramento. Oh crap. At least in well, I don't know about Sacramento. Surely it's not near as humid there as it is here. Here, the humidity, and that's what people don't understand about the winter time here too in Alabama. Even in the wintertime, it's humid. So you're not just cold, you're like a wet cold, and it's like you can feel it in your bones. It's wild. I've been to El Paso and I've been to California a couple times, and it was so nice not having to deal with the humidity, except when I was in El Paso. I was in El Paso for 3 weeks and had never been out west before, and I had the worst headache for like 2 weeks from the no humidity. Gave me a headache. Who would have thought? He is doing better. Vicky, I just read your comment. He is doing better. I didn't know he was doing that well because he hasn't done anything. He's been in the recliner the entire time he's been at home. But Dr. Goslick told him to like take it easy. So I just assumed that he was still not feeling great because he ain't doing anything. He's not doing anything. Okay? Not even like scooping the litter box. None, not doing anything. And then we went to see Dr. Goslick the other day for a follow-up, and they asked him what his pain level was, and he said 0, and I was like, oh really? Your pain level's at 0, and you ain't been helping me? But I've been pretty, I've been keeping busy. He's got where he stays over in where Marie used to live. He stays over there, and I stay over here because I like my chair, and then I can crochet, and he can watch his car shows, and I can watch whatever. So, yay for crochet. Hey, storm chasing girl. I am very spontaneous when it comes to lives. Yes, Vicky, it was. Every time I would bend over to scoop the litter box with my, because bending over is really hard on my neck and it hurts. And scooping the litter box is one of the most painful things I do. And yeah, I did want to say that. What am I crocheting? So my son is obsessed with cats. Hold on, let me go get the other squares. They're right here. So my son is obsessed with cats, and he is going off to college next month. So I am making him a little cat blanket, and then so I've got to make all the colors, and then sew them all together and put a border on it and send him off to college with a cat blanket that his mommy made. Yes. I don't know how to say that. Remarry 100. Yeah, yes, it's great for that. When his mother lived with us, she built an addition onto our house. So she had her own like 1-bedroom apartment over there. So it's got a living room, a bedroom, the bathroom, which is now my bathroom. So all those videos where I'm in the bathroom that y'all see, that's her bathroom. That is now mine. And it's got another kitchen. So he usually hangs out over there because he likes that recliner better. And then he's got his own TV, his own beer fridge. And then I hang out, me and Bailey hang out over here. And then we just pass each other and come hang out every once in a while. But yeah, it's pretty nice. I do have to admit that I am loving having my own bathroom that I don't share with anybody. That's really nice. I have a couple of blankets my mom saved. Oh, that's sweet. I think I've made a blanket now for everybody in my family. I'm trying to think. I think I've made a blanket for, yeah, like my mom, my dad, stepmom, my kids, Lee. The most important people, I think I've made a blanket for all of them now. So I kind of wanted, I don't know, it was just a nice thought that you know, if something ever happened to me, I wanted, you know, for them to all have something that I made. And then lo and behold, I go try to, you know, on a motorcycle. So we can laugh about it sometimes. I can laugh about it sometimes. Always nice to have your own space. Even when you love your husband, having your own space is the best. Yes, because I can watch my trashy TV or listen to an audiobook while I either crochet or honestly though, most of the time it's boringly silent on my side because I am usually always video editing something. And when I'm video editing, of course, the TV is not on. So it's very quiet in here, except for Bailey, who has still, I think I've talked about it on here, but Bailey, well, let me just tell you. Okay, hold on. Oh, that's sweet, Terry. Not that she's gone, but that you have that blanket and you cherish it. That's, I wanted to leave something behind, something that I made. So, oh, I made my dad, he's got a guitar strap. I have an ankle loom. Some of y'all might have seen it, but I made him a guitar strap and he loves that. So, but anyways, back to Bailey. So Bailey, um, the only way to, hey Jessie, the only way to sex a parrot or an African gray is a blood test. I'm getting there, keeping it hopeful, I'm getting there. So the only way to sex them is a blood test. And my mother-in-law and father-in-law were cheap. Oh my gosh, they were cheap. And they didn't want to pay the however much it costs to have his blood drawn to sex him. So they gave him a gender neutral name, Bailey, and they were woke and didn't even know it because they have always used he, him pronouns for Bailey. And I'm not sure why they think Bailey is male and refer to him as he. I don't really remember their explanation for that, so we don't really know what Bailey is, but he has now started taking over the laundry room, and he'll play in the laundry room like for hours. He loves it in there. He attacks the broom. He like tries to make a little nest with a towel, and I put him some cardboard boxes in there that he likes to shred. But he's gotten super possessive over the laundry room. So he guards it, the little threshold. I'm doing this because he fluffs his feathers up and he guards it like a troll, and it's his bridge, and anybody that goes near it, he'll attack you. And parrots get hormonal in the spring, and I'm in a group on Facebook, an African gray parrot group, and there's so many parrots in that group or post I see where somebody will have their parrot for like 30 years and they'll think it's a he, and then it lays an egg. And so I am fully expecting Bailey to lay an egg in the laundry room any day because he's super protective over the laundry room, and he like makes these little nesting behaviors, and he'll like regurgitate, which is disgusting, but it's something that birds do when they want to mate apparently. So I'm waiting on him to lay an egg any day, but I will keep y'all posted, because if I find an egg in there, y'all probably be the first one to know. Hey, Mary Bell, I saw you. I was just, if I stop talking, if I don't finish my thought, I will never remember what I was talking about. Do male birds do nesting behavior? I have no idea. I have never been a bird person, didn't know anything about birds. Luckily, about maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, probably, yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago, I started learning about African gray parrots, because I just knew. I knew, and at that time, my mother-in-law and father-in-law were still alive, but I knew when something happened to them that I was going to end up with that bird. How I knew that, I don't know, but I just knew it was going to fall on me. And so I joined a Facebook group way back then. Never posted anything, just started slowly learning about them, and had no plans on keeping him. But I mean, y'all saw it, because the first video I posted that he was in, I didn't even touch him. I stood beside the cage and like introduced him in a video. And it wasn't too long after that he started bonding with. So y'all actually got to see like our relationship before he was like bonded with me, and then y'all got to see it like progress, which is pretty neat. But I was not going to keep him. I did not want a bird. But then he bonded to me, and I couldn't break his little bird heart. So now here we are. I shower every day with that bird. He's got a perch in my shower. He's got his own little travel like bag. And I don't know if I can turn my camera around. Here we go. There you go. And there's his cage right in my living room. He's sleeping right now. He's snoozing. My light just went out. So, sorry about that. That bird does have it made. How are you feeling? Are you managing pain? I feel okay. I mean, I'm always in pain. It's just it's just my normal. So I'm at my baseline now. My neck hurts, but it always hurts. My feet hurt, but they always hurt. I've got neuropathy now in both of my feet. Not really sure why. I don't know if I guess it's spinal cord damage, because I also can't like tell the difference between like hot and cold on my feet. But they hurt a lot, but that is what it is. Bailey couldn't live a better bird life. No, he could not. He certainly could not. Sometimes I wish Lee's stepdad, his name was, his nickname, what everybody called him, was Doodle. And he was cremated, and he's in an urn over there. But Bailey, Doodle was Bailey's person. And Bailey never stepped up on a human hand until mine. When Doodle would get him out of the cage, he had like this little bag, and he would hold the bag up, and Bailey would get in the bag, and then Doodle would like go to the couch, and then Bailey would come out of the bag, and he would like sit on his chest. And that was the most like human interaction he had, but the first human hand Bailey ever stepped up on was mine. But it's funny because Bailey will take off flying and he always lands in the same place, which is in the blinds. So I'll like meet him in the doorway, and when he comes through, I catch him like a football, and I look over at Doodle's urn and laugh because I would give anything for Doodle to be able to see that. He would just, he would never believe that. um, Doodle loved that bird. But I guess it, makes me feel good that I think Doodle would be happy with me and Bailey and how all that's going. So, but now if something happens to me, I don't know what would happen to that bird, because I can tell you one thing, Lee Bullock ain't gonna touch him. I don't know where the nickname Doodle came from. I don't really know much about his like upbringing other than it was really, really rough, like extreme poverty. And I think his mom was a single mom. I could be wrong, but I think she had like 9 kids or something crazy, and like dirt poor, like um pretty bad situation. But it's something that they called him his whole life. I don't really know who started it, but that's his name. His first name is Carrie, but everybody called him Doodle. So but if any of you are on TikTok, I have to show you this. I don't like this color, but it's fine. But I have to show, I found this outfit on the TikTok shop. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna have to squat down. But look. And it's shorts. I found that on TikTok, I don't know, a few weeks ago. And they're like $20, and I think I have 4 colors now. I have this brown, black, a pretty blue, and a pink, and it's all I wear now. And I got on, when I was talking earlier about getting on TikTok, doing a live, that's what I was doing, was trying to talk about these, because I'm shadow banned, so nobody's seeing my content. So I thought, well, let me try a live, and I'll just talk about these because I really love these and have bought 4 of them now. But yeah, that was very demoralizing. Lives have never been my favorite thing, but when you have like a community on YouTube that are actually like interested in you, and you kind of feel like you like know each other a little bit, it makes it a lot easier than just talking to a bunch of random people that most are probably just trolls anyways, Thank you, Jessie. It does look like a dress on me. Oh, it does look like a dress on me because I'm so short. But if I was taller, you'd probably be able to see the shorts too. But I'm 5'1". I'm fun size, and nothing ever fits me appropriately. But I'm used to that. y'all planning to go anywhere on vacation? No. We had a trip scheduled for June to Panama City, which, hold on. Every year in June, we go camping in Panama City, and it's me and Lee and the kids, my sister, her husband, and my nephews, and then my dad's stepmom. We all three have campers, and we all go down there. But we had to cancel it this year because of Lee's back surgery, and I'm glad we did because it would have been too much on him. But truth be told, I hate Panama City. I would rather go to the beach just about anywhere else. But I will say, when we go camping in Panama City, my dad has a boat, and the campground is on the lagoon or the bay, and so he can just leave the boat in the bay, and every day we get up and we all load our stuff in the boat, and we can take the boat and go to like a remote part of Shell Island. And now I like that. As long as there's a boat and we stay like out of Panama City, we stay like in the state park, I'm fine. But I hate Panama City. I don't like going to the grocery store. I don't like going anywhere in Panama City except the state park. Do I sound like an entitled brat? I do. But if you've been to Panama City, you probably feel the same, or you at least can understand what I'm talking about. But to answer your question, I think we've got a trip planned in October back to Chiha, but I can't remember, so I need to check on that. But a couple weeks ago, when we had the dog attack and one of our goats was killed, during all of that, because it was late at night, it was like midnight when all that happened, I went to the camper trying to find a flashlight. And when I opened up one of the kitchen drawers, there was a nest. There's mice in there, so yay. That's the first time we've ever had mice get into our camper. We never had that issue with our other camper. I've never been to Panama City, but it sounds like me. And Houston, I hate it so much. Only part of Houston I like is seeing it in the rearview mirror. Oh, Sharon's been to Shell Island. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. So that's what we like to do. We like to stay in the campground, and then we get in the boat and we drive around to like if we go to the backside of Shell Island, it's in the lagoon, so there's not, like, if the water's rough, that side is normally fine. Or you can go to the Gulf side of Shell Island, and that is only accessible by boat. So that is really nice because there's no condos, there's no buildings, there's very few people because the only people that are there had to get there by boat. So that's fine, and it's beautiful, gorgeous. Love that. I hate everything else. I hate going in Panama City. So, and my family, I'm a lot lazier, and Lee is a lot lazy. Like, we're just more of a, like, we just like to chill, hang out, relax. But like my sister, you know, she wants to get up, go to the beach and do this and do that, and then come back and get ready and look nice and go out to eat, go play putt-putt and all of that. And that, I'm not a fan of that. I would rather just stay in the campground. But I get very uncomfortable around like crowds of people, especially uh, drunk, sunburnt rednecks. No, thank you. That is not my that is not my crowd. Unless I'm also drunk and sunburnt. Which is not hard to do. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. You know, I used to do all those like weekly vlogs and stuff, and so like I would try to do one a week, and throughout the week I would just like think about things that I wanted to tell y'all, and I would jot them down. But since I've been doing like the the OHSP stuff and the lawsuit, and I did some Brittany Dawn stuff, like since I started like doing other things, I feel like I have been, what's the word? What am I trying to say? Since I have been talking about other things, I haven't been like sharing with y'all as much the personal stuff. Not intentionally, it's just, not really appropriate to put all that in with, a video on, say, Brittany Dawn or something. So I realize it's actually been a while since we got to hang out and chat about things. And to be honest, I've been seeing so many people do so well on TikTok that I thought, you know what, I'm gonna start posting a bunch on TikTok, because if I can because I already have a following there, because one of my early videos, kind of like what happened on YouTube, one of my early videos blew up, and so I've got the numbers, but apparently I was breaking rules and didn't know it, so nobody's seeing my stuff. But I really wanted to put some effort into that too, to see if I could get some like money coming in to help with, just life. Grayson's moving next month. We've got to get his dorm and stuff furnished. And the one thing that his scholarship is not going to pay for is housing. And where he's going, they require you to live on campus your first year. And I think for the dorm, it's between $4,000 and $5,000 a semester. But he's been working, saving money. I think he's still going to try to work when he's up there. But we're hoping after the first year that, because Lee's brother lives like, Lee's brother lives like 5 to 10 minutes away from the university, and he's got this really nice house. He lives there by himself. Grayson would have like his own bathroom, bedroom, everything. So Forrest doesn't know this yet, but we're gonna talk to Forrest and see if Grayson could like just move into a bedroom, because and Forrest is an engineer, and that's what Grayson is going to school for. I can't help him with that. I don't know the first thing about it, so I think it would be really good for him to do that. So that's what I'm hoping happens. Who are y'all talking about? I'll have to scroll back up. That would be great if he can move in. Yes. Yes. And so I have still got, it's like $60,000 in student loan debt that I have on myself from way back, way back then. And I keep hoping, because I was in the public loan forgiveness program, where if you work for a nonprofit for 10 years and you make your payments, after 10 years, they forgive the rest of it. That's what I was doing before I had my accident. And since I've had my accident, obviously I'm not still doing that. So um, we just keep going back and forth. And hopefully, if I get approved for disability, then they will forgive my loans. Anyways, all that to say that who would have thought here I would be with $60,000 in student loan debt and both of my kids now going to college. Like, I'm sure there's so many other people in that same situation too. They thought they had to go to college because if you're around my age, then that's what we were all told. Like, if you want a good job, you have to go to college. And it was like, there was never a choice. And so that's what we all did. We all went to college. And then the job market was just oversaturated. And so here we all are. Um, you know, so many of us didn't have jobs that paid that great, and we're stuck with our own student loan debt. And now we've got our kids, and the last thing I want to do is for my kids to have all of that debt 20 years later. So, oh, you were talking about me. I'm not used to people saying I'm sweet. Gosh, ain't y'all been seeing what's been going on? I've been, I am not on anybody's favorite person list around here right now, that's for sure. I was hoping I would hear back from my attorney by now because I'm anxious to see the countersuit, but I know things move very slowly in the legal process, and when he files the countersuit, I think we have to pay another $600 to file it. So it's a mess. It is a mess. But if he were to drop the lawsuit now, if he were to be like, never mind, I'm just gonna drop it, I would still sue him. I'm in too deep at this point. I'm in too deep, and he's gone too far, and yeah, that's just how I feel about it. So what y'all don't know, what's so weird about all of this, I'm not going to say their names because you never know. I highly doubt any of these people are going to watch this, but there is a couple. They're now married, but they had both previously worked there and they both left, right? And when they went to another service, that's all you heard was how awful the boss was. You know, he's a horrible person. We hate it. Just awful. Well, now, since all of this, they're both back. And I've never had an issue with either one of them. She we're friends on Facebook. How they haven't deleted me, I don't know, because everybody else has. But she got accepted into nursing school, and I commented on there, oh my gosh, congratulations, and they deleted my comment. And not that I, like, it did sting, I'm not losing any sleep over it. Like, my feelings aren't really hurt, but it's frustrating. It's it's just frustrating. It feels very lonely sometimes because the people that support me, that are behind me, they're silent because they have to be. And so I just feel like I'm just isolated and alone in a lot of this. Um, but I, I feel like it's the right thing to do. It's not fun. I'm ready for it to be over. But I don't know. I couldn't just not say anything because I've had my own experiences um, with bosses like that. I don't know what it is about EMS and toxic work environments, but um, it's very common. Um, and I got fired from my first paramedic job. Um, the management was just so toxic. Like, they were awful, and everybody there wanted to say something, but nobody could, and it was just a bad situation to be in. And I don't know. Now I'm older and been through a lot more in my life, and I don't care. I don't let people threaten me or intimidate me, and I don't let their opinions influence. I don't know. They don't hold any power over me anymore, and so I don't know. I'm just rambling. Um, SA, I've experienced the same, but it was a male dominated industry. Well, yeah, emergency services is a male dominated. Um, I mean, I'll tell you exactly what happened to me. This was back in, gosh, 2011. So I was working for a service. Hold on. I was working for a service as a new medic, and the management was awful. They would like, one time we had been out running calls all day, and while we were out running calls, the supervisor, the shift supervisor, and like I don't even remember the title of his position now, but they went through the station we were at to check it to make sure we had done chores, because you have chores you do every shift. We hadn't done our chores because we had not been at the station. We'd been running calls back to back, and while we were out running calls, they went to the station and they like took all the mattresses, the couch cushions, the things in the drawers, and threw it all on the floor. They took our personal stuff, like my backpack that I carried every day, and they just emptied it all in the middle of the floor, just destroyed the station. Instead of texting or calling and being like, hey, make sure you do your chores, they just trashed the station. That was one thing, but uh, I had a partner that, let's just say, was very problematic, but he was protected because there was like a family relationship. It's a long story. Let's just say that this partner I had, we'll call him Doug. Doug was not a good person. Doug had substance abuse issues, and Doug was protected by someone high up in the company. Doug was my partner. And Doug, one day while we were out running calls, decided he needed to buy some drugs and called his dealer while we were in the ambulance. And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, because he would tell me, he would say, hey, we're going to go to Wendy's when we get off this call so I can see my friend. And luckily, we kept catching calls. And then we were at the hospital and we dropped off a patient, and Doug's friend came to the ER, and Doug got his stuff on the ER ramp while I was sitting, like, watched the whole thing. And so I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. So I talked to one of my friends who was a coworker. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, we know he's protected, but if something goes down, I cannot be tied up with this. And so I went up the chain and ratted him out, and I got demoted. And their official reason for demoting me was because I broke the chain of command. Fast forward several months, I get called in one day saying, hey, you need to go get this patient, make sure it's a long story, but basically they were doing some unethical billing practices. And when I said something like, hey, I tried to get what you said, but they wouldn't give it to me because this patient can walk. So basically, we're talking about like insurance fraud type stuff. And I said something, and because I said something, the insurance company would no longer pay for that transport, and so they lost that money. And then they called me in the next morning and fired me, and then told everybody else that I got fired for a HIPAA violation. So that's just some backstory on, the way that I was treated all those years ago, and didn't have the courage to stand up to it. And so I think that's got a lot to do with, for once being in a situation where I don't need anything from him. I don't care about him. He doesn't, have any power, control, influence whatsoever on me, and he can't bully and intimidate me. And yeah, so yeah, that feels good to finally be able to stand up to somebody, because I couldn't do it back then. So, and old Doug finally did end up getting fired when he came back to work with like a saline lock in his arm and was like digging through the trash can, wasn't wearing his shirt. I mean, just crazy stuff. And they finally had to fire him when he showed up to work with a dang IV in his arm, looking for drugs. So, but yeah, that I would say that has a lot of influence into why I took this home. That, or I'm just a big old idiot. How was my connection? Has it been glitchy for y'all? And I still ain't any closer to getting better internet either. Oh, I do know something to update y'all on. Y'all know how I would drive down to the little place down, and I would sit by the dumpster and use their internet? Well, my friend that gave me the password down there left, and they changed the password because I went down there the other day to try to upload a video and tried to hook my computer to the Wi-Fi by the dumpster, and it said it was the wrong password. So I no longer have access to my dumpster internet. So that's lovely. I could go down to that dumpster and upload a video in an hour, whereas here, that same video would take 18 hours to upload. It's insane. I've been doing a lot of talking and not a lot of crocheting here. Do y'all like doing these? Should I do these more? Yes, Vicky, it is a sad day. It's okay, Jessie. We all have our moments. Trying to think if there's anything else to like update y'all on. I don't know. I have called every few weeks like they tell me to, and like they got delayed one time because one of their drills broke. One of their drills broke, and then they were short staffed, and it was just always some kind of delay, and it's been delayed now for over a year. They stop like 100 yards from my house. All they have to do is dig a little further, run a little bit more wire, and I would have it, but it hasn't happened yet. So I had decided that I was going to get Starlink. And luckily, they have an app, a Starlink app, where you can, before you buy it, you go outside and you like scan the sky and it'll tell you if it will work good for you. Well, ours, because we live in the woods, there's too many trees and the connection wouldn't be great. So, and Starlink, you have to pay $600 up front, which I was willing to do for the internet, but that wasn't going to work for us either. So I don't have a choice but to wait on the fiber optic. But I've said all along, you know, when I get fiber optic, there's a lot more that I want to do. I want to do a lot more like lives, because there's so many things I could talk about live if I could also show you like my computer screen. Like we could watch videos together, and then, you know, I could like pause and we could talk. But my internet now, it won't handle like both screens, and it's too much. So that's why I haven't really done more lives, because this is the only kind of live that I can do, is to just sit here and talk. And like tonight it's been fine, but sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I wouldn't call it camera shy. Sometimes I get uncomfortable, and I don't know, I don't really know why. But this live, I would say, has been a good, like a easy one for me. I haven't been stressed out or anything. Jesse, if I ever get my internet, we're gonna watch. There's so many, like, I mean, like take for example, all the Brittany Dawn stuff. I could have done that live if I could have shared my computer screen and done it live, I would have saved myself 5 days in editing. Um, but because I can't do it live, I have to set everything up. I have to film the talking head, then I have to screen record, and then I have to like put it all together and make all these edits, and it's just very time consuming. I could have done that live, and the videos I did where we watched like body cam footage and we talked about those EMS calls, I could have done that live. I could definitely do a lot more lives. Um, and you guys are like, have been super like easy to talk to, even though I can't see your face. Like, you actually talk, which is good because it's kind of hard to like talk to something that's not talking back. Yes, Vicky, I could. Yes. Speaking of, someone reached out to me. I haven't heard back. A paramedic in Opelika, which is in Alabama, emailed me wanting to do a podcast or something, but um, she wasn't very clear on if she was like wanting to come on to my channel and do a podcast. I don't know. It was weird. I don't know why I even brought that up, but oh, I brought that up because she sent me a link to a book that she was mentioned in. And so I got to Google in the author, and the author is a paramedic in Atlanta, so not far from me. Paramedic turned writer, and he also works on TV shows. And so I'm going to reach out to him because I think that would be like a great connection with like my social media, both of our backgrounds. He's an author, so I would love to like just, and then we have the good doctor stuff, like I feel like that could be a really good organic connection. But I bought his book on audiobook, and I want to listen to it first because I don't just want to like reach out to somebody and be like, hey, this is my story. I think we could do something together, and not read their book. So I'm going to read his book because why wouldn't I? So I'm going to read his book, and then after I read his book, I'll probably reach out to him. So yeah. Oh, Jesse, there's so much you want to know about the Brittany Dawn stuff. Okay, well, I guess I can update you. So I don't know too much because I haven't read or watched any of her stuff in a while, but there's a Reddit page. It's Brittany Dawn Snark. If you are on Reddit and you liked the Brittany Dawn videos, you need to be in the Reddit. Uh, you need to be on the Reddit thing because I'm telling you, the detectives on Reddit are like excellent. So there's a lot of great info there, but the last I saw, watching every once in a while, I don't like to give reviews, so I would rather go onto Reddit and look at what they're saying than I would go to her social media because I don't want to give her the views, and then I can't stay out of the comments section. So I end up like reading a bunch of comments and then getting irritated at how stupid people are. And but anyways, the latest with Brittany Dawn is she was adopting, last I heard. So they had been matched, they had a birth mother, they were adopting, and then they got the call that it was go time, and I guess the birth mother decided at the last minute to keep the baby. So they made a video about that, but they're trying to adopt, and she's also doing IUI. I don't really know much about that, but according to her, um, God does not want her to do IVF. He would rather her do IUI. Um, so basically, she's trying to expand her family, and this is just my personal opinion. And yes, it is a mean one, but it's how I feel. I predict, I think the worst thing that could happen would be for her to be a mother. And I'll tell you why. Because she is, I guarantee you, when she has a baby, whether it's adopted or whatever, she's just going to exploit for content. That's all. I'm not saying she won't love her baby, but it's going to be exploited. It's just all going to be content. And that's just a recipe for. And there's been a lot of pushback lately. If you look at other YouTube channels, like family YouTube channels that have kids, I've noticed a lot of, they used to be really popular, and now I've been seeing a lot of like pushback because now those same kids are older and they're able to talk about their experiences being exposed to the world on the internet. Um, so I think that's kind of a fad that's declining for those reasons. But Brittany Dawn just wants, I'm sure she does want to be a mother, but that kid is going to be, I don't want to say brainwashed, but like indoctrinated, used for content. I just, again, those are just my opinions, but based off, as long as I've been kind of like I've been keeping up with Brittany Dawn stuff for like years. It wasn't just something that I researched like that week and made a video. I've been keeping up and watching this train wreck for a long time. Um, so based off of how long I've been watching her and just her history and her patterns of behavior, that's what I think is going to happen. That the kid is just another stepping stone, an evolution of her content. So, and I think her husband's mustache is, ugh, it's weird. I've never, I've never liked men with mustaches, and my husband he has never shaved his lip above his lip ever. He's had a mustache since he was 13, and then one time I was like, I want to know what you would look like without the mustache. And so he shaved it for the first time ever. And as soon as he did, I was like, okay, grow it back, grow it back, grow it back. So I guess now I do like mustaches on some people, but definitely not him. 3, 4, 5, 6. I crochet real slow when I'm trying to talk to y'all. Poorly. I'll tell you if poorly. Poor first husband. Let me tell you about my first husband. Um, my first husband, his name is Chris, and like we're friends. It's good. It's fine. We all have a good relationship. But he was he had a lot of like chest hair. He was very hairy. And one time, I don't know how long we'd been married. I don't even remember if we had kids at that point, but I remember we both kind of got curious what he would look like without all of the hair. And so we, y'all remember Nair? Can you smell it? So we Naired his chest and removed all the hair. And he was not chubby, he was not fat, or he had a normal body, a little bit of a dad bod. He wasn't like ripped or anything, but he wasn't fat by any means. But we Naired his chest and removed all the hair. And I felt so bad because I thought he was going to start crying. I will never forget him looking in the bathroom mirror and like just this sadness. And he was like, I look like a fat 13-year-old boy. And I could almost like, I'm literally tearing up right now. I felt so bad. You'll crochet with me. What are you crocheting? I'm crocheting a cat blanket. Oh, speaking of, um, so some of y'all remember, some of y'all I know have seen it. Like I know Vicky has. Um, do y'all remember last fall that blanket I made? It was like the mosaic blanket and it had like pumpkins on it. It was very like fall themed. I know some of y'all have seen it. Um, anyways, I listed it on Etsy way back then and uh didn't really expect to sell it. And so when I like to make blankets. That's like my favorite thing. And so I'll just find a blanket pattern that I want to make and I'll make it and then I'll put it on Etsy. And if it sells, great. And if it don't, then that's fine because I liked it. So that's how I decide what I make is, do I like it? Would it be something I would want? And that's how I choose what I want to make. So I made that fall blanket, put it on Etsy, forgot about it. My son actually over there in the other room, he's been using it a lot. But anyways, I woke up, I think it's been about, no, it was Thursday or Friday of last week. I woke up and of course the first thing I do is check my email and all that. And someone bought it. Um, she bought that blanket and two ice cream koozies. So I think the total was like $422. Just a random. I haven't shared the blanket. I haven't shown it on, like, I just made it, posted it, forgot about it. And I woke up and somebody bought it. And I was like so excited. That was so cool. The wall hanging. Okay, hold on. Let me show you. I got distracted. I'm almost done with this, but I haven't worked on it in a few months. But this, if I can ever finish it, I would list it on Etsy for like $500. But this is really pretty. It's also been very tedious, but so it's actually, it is, oh, it is done. I just had to mount it. Oh, I didn't realize I got that far. Okay, no, I've got from here to here, I just have to do the last little row of these little picot stitches, and then I gotta mount it, and then this will be done. But I made this with here you go. It's one of these. I got this one is more of like a rust color. So I did this, and then I did one that was like this but yellow, and then I alternated them, so it's like a ombre type situation. But yeah, this is a wall hanging. I've already got the hoop and everything, but these are very, very tedious, and I'll just show you. It's so hard to work with because, hold on, the thread, the yarn, I don't know, let's see if you see how it's separated like that? Like this is yarn, you crochet with all this, but the way this yarn is made, it's made of like these individual tiny, tiny strands. And so as you crochet with it, it splits like that, and it's super, super frustrating. So I will be glad when that's done, but I gotta finish the cat blanket. But anyways, yeah, I said all that to say that just randomly someone bought that blanket the other day, and that was really exciting because, you know, I am accruing legal fees now. So that's why I'm hustling. I be on here hustling like a little hustler because lawyers aren't cheap. And I'm in too deep at this point, and I'm going to make sure that I come out on top, because I 100% believe that I did not do anything wrong. So, oh, you like that one? If I remember correctly, someone wanted you to make it and they never paid. I'll pay in advance and wait for years. Oh, unless chemo takes you out, bless your heart. Let's see, let me scroll back up a little bit. No, I haven't. I'm scrolling back up. I see J. Smith. Was there also an all black one? No, I haven't had an all black one. You might be thinking of that one right there, that green and white one. So I've got that one. Let me flip you around. And then that one on the stairs I made. And then the one I just showed you are the ones here right now. I used your ice cream koozie the other day when I burnt my tongue. Oh, well, I'm glad you were able to use it. I hope you still like it. Oh, you want to see the stairs one? Okay, hold on. Let me just take my phone out. Let's see. There's Bailey. Say hey, Bailey. Did you get a good nap? Did you get a good nap? Here's the stairs. This one. There's that one, and then the one I just showed you, and this one. How do I flip you? There you go. Oh, and then there's this one. Hold on. Hold on, you gotta look up my nose for a minute. This is the blanket that I made for my daughter. But I haven't posted it because I haven't blocked it yet, so see all these flowers? I have to, every one of these flowers, I have to get it wet and then I have to pin them down and let it dry so that they'll keep their shape. See, like this, how it's all curled up, I gotta block it still, and I've been putting it off for weeks. That's why I haven't posted it or anything, but this is the blanket I made for my daughter. Yep. Hold on, let me clip you. Uh-oh. Hold on, let me clip you back in here. Okay. Thank you, keeping it hopeful. I like making blankets. I think I like them because I like bigger projects. I like projects that take a long time. I don't know why. That's just what I like. Wall hangings and blankets are my favorite things, which are also, like, to commission those are the most expensive because they're the most time consuming, and that's why I make what I want to make. So if I don't sell it, then I'm not upset that I'm stuck with it. And I do commissions. I haven't done a commission in, it's been a while since I like really got serious on YouTube. I haven't done any because I spend so much time like video editing and stuff that I didn't have the time. And commission pieces, you know, it may not be something I want to make, and it's hard to make something that you don't want to make. And then that's a good way to turn something you love into something you hate. Jay Smith, I saw what you said about chemo. I don't know your situation, but I know there's a couple of other subscribers on this channel going through that. Laurie is one. I have talked about her before. She's newly diagnosed with breast cancer. She just had all of her teeth pulled and she's in chemo. I haven't talked to her in a couple weeks. I need to check up on her. And then Susie is one of my subscribers, also has breast cancer and also recently created her own YouTube channel. But yeah. Oh, I already made you a hat. Well, what's your name? I mean, obviously I see your username, but I've been off too, Mary. I have been so busy with all this OHSP lawyer stuff, kid getting ready to go to college, like all of that, that I've fallen way behind on keeping up with people. Jenna, is it Jenna or like, I know I look really ignorant right there, or I look really ignorant right now. Jenna or Gianna in California. Carcinoid or neuroendocrine cancer. That's gotta be a rare kind of cancer. Oh, that's a good idea, Vicky. Okay, I remember you now. The ERRN in California with cancer. I do remember you now. I I feel like I remember writing your letter, or maybe you wrote me a letter, or maybe I'm thinking about writing on the little card that I put in. I don't know, but I do remember some of your story. Yes. Okay, yeah, I do remember. Oh, stage 4. Well, how are you doing? Like, I I can't imagine. Oh, that's making me tear up. Did I write you a letter, or was it just like on the thank you card? I can't remember, but that's really sweet. Um, let's see. Vicky, your comment about LTM, that's something else I've got on the agenda, is I want to do more in the LTM group. I've just been super busy and have neglected it, but I kind of want that to, what?
We getting hungry.
Lee's fussing at me because he's hungry.
Do you want anything from Jack's?
I don't know. I can eat a banana sandwich or something.
Well, that's all we need to know.
Okay. Um, Vicky, that's what I was talking about. So the LTM group, I want it to be, instead of like a group where people, of course, like if you want to share like your medical whatever, that's fine, but I want it to like not just, I want it to be like an extension of the YouTube channel. Like we can all talk about whatever, because we all know each other from this YouTube channel. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I want to somehow make that like an extension of the channel. Is it Jenna or Gianna? Liver, diffuse abdomen, left hip, 3 vertebrae, periportal vein, retroperitoneal vein. Good. Oh, bless your heart. I cannot imagine. I don't even know what to say to that. I never know what to say to that. I think G Gianna or Gina. Okay. Well, if you just tell me which one you prefer, then that's what I'll call you. But um I definitely like to like encourage people that are going through hard times. But like cancer is just one of those things that Gianna, okay. Cancer is just one of those things that I don't even feel appropriate trying to compare anything that I went through with that, because it's so different. And yeah, I really hate that for you. I wish there was something I could do. Just sending you big hugs and warm thoughts and all of that cliche stuff, but okay, well, I'm gonna call you Gianna because I think that's what you're trying to say. if you would just put your face on here and tell me, that would be a lot easier. But I know you can't. Oh my gosh, y'all, we've been doing this a long time. I don't think I've ever done a live this long before. I can't think of anything else I have to update y'all on. If you are on Facebook, and we're friends on Facebook, and you see me posting some crazy stuff, just mind your business, because the more engagement it gets, the more money you make. And I've made so far a total of $9 on Facebook this month, okay? I actually did last month. I made on Facebook $126, and that's because I had a video go viral, and it got 1.5 million views, and I made $126, which is good, but like, how often are you gonna make a video that gets over 1 million views? So it's not like sustainable. So your girl be out here hustling, trying to sell stuff on TikTok shop, pissing people off on social media, running my mouth on a live. Oh, speaking of the vlogs that I've done, like the one I posted yesterday, it's always weird because the feedback I get on them, like, is always really good. And it happened again. I read a comment and lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? It's gone. Feedback. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, when I do the vlogs, the feedback on those videos, y'all really like those. However, they get like barely any views. It's really weird. And I don't know if it's because my content is so all over the place that YouTube has no idea who to show my content to. If that's why, I don't know. But anyways, so 2 weeks ago, I spent the whole day and I filmed everything. And so I've got all this footage for a day in the life, but I haven't, like, it's some stuff with Bailey, like doing my makeup. I did these nails. I did my nails. And that was the night of the dog attack, because I had just got done finishing my nails when I heard the noise and went out there. So yeah, it's been about 2 weeks ago, but it was just mundane stuff around the house, and the plan was to go back and take that footage and do voiceovers, but I kind of wanted to wait and see how yesterday's video went, because doing voiceovers on pre-recorded things I'm still new at that. So I don't know. I'm just dabbling a little bit, I guess. I think that was all I had to talk about. Honestly, I'm surprised I was able to talk this long. My voiceover videos are calming. I don't find my voice calming, but I'm glad that you do. It's all very like, let me just tell you. I only have good ideas when I'm high. I take an edible at night before I go to bed. And I end up not going to bed when I should because there's something about, I don't know if this happens to everybody, I've had no experience with any like mind altering substances until after my accident. So I take my edible and it makes me sleepy, but it also unlocks this thing in my brain, and like I get super creative, and that's when all my ideas come, is when I'm high, which is always late at night because I only take it before I go to bed. So I just kind of have to wait until I have like an idea come to me and then I'll figure out what to do with it. I only have good ideas when I'm high. It's true though. I'm curious though if any of y'all have taken edibles. Does it, because I know my brother-in-law, David, it does the same thing to him. He, well, y'all know I can make shirts now. I'll have to make one. If I make one, y'all have to buy one. Because all the merch on my channel, I designed all of that in Canva, I think. But my brother-in-law is the same way. He gets very creative, like very philosophical, creative, whatever. And that's what I do. So although I get very sleepy, I also have a hard time sleeping sometimes because I get super excited about ideas that just come to me. So I don't know if that's normal, but that's what happens with me. That, and I get super chatty. So does Gianna. Oh, that's funny. I'm not normally a very chatty person. Stop it, Vicky. You're gonna make me pee. Shave your poodle neck bone. Should we put an actual poodle on it? Oh my Lord. Well, now that Vicky has made me laugh, I really have to go pee. A 50 style poodle. Y'all are funny. So I'll make a post, Vicky and Mary. I'll make a post here in just a little bit on the LTM Facebook group. I really want to stop neglecting that. It hasn't been intentional. Just had, I hate saying that. I've had so much going on. Like, I'm literally here all day, every day. I just keep myself busy with like so many projects and whatever. I feel busier now than I ever did when I was working. It's wild. Gianna said she does not have Facebook, so she's not in the group, but maybe you should consider getting on Facebook and get in the group. The only other, I have memberships, but I have also talked to my members and told them that I feel like I'm neglecting memberships because I thought that I would have the internet much sooner, and my plan was with my members to do a lot of these type videos and for members only. But because my internet's so bad, I've been scared to do that, and so I've kind of neglected my members. But the next best thing is, I would say, that Facebook group. Or maybe I'll just have to do more lives so you can hang out here with all of these people. That's really sweet, Jessie. I just saw Mary's comment, shave your poodles, one of my favorite stories. Oh, Lord. It's only that funny because it was so unintentional. Like, I really thought she was speaking in code. I had no idea she was talking about like an actual poodle, but it just worked out perfectly because poodle is the perfect name for that. And I absolutely call it my poodle. Jana, do you know the poodle story? If you don't know the poodle story, I'll have to tell it real quick. But I am going to have to get off in a minute because I got pee. Oh my gosh, Gianna doesn't know the poodle story. All right. I'm going to tell the poodle story, and then we're going to say goodbye, and I'm going to go pee. But we will definitely do this again. So the poodle story. Okay. So I had a partner at work one time. Her name was Brandy. And Brandy's gay. Not that it matters, just I'm telling you for the purposes of the story. Brandy's gay. And one day at work, I was sitting on my bed. We have there's this long hallway, and then there's 4 bedrooms. We each had our own bedroom. And so I would sit on my bed in the bedroom with the door open, and I would crochet a lot. And so I was just sitting on the bed crocheting, and Brandy walks up to my doorway, and she said, I think I'm gonna have to start shaving my poodle. And I was like, you don't already? And she kind of gave me this look, and I said, well, I can't shave mine because I'm really sensitive, so I have to go get a wax. And then she gave me this very confused look, and then I looked at her, and we were just doing this, and I was like, wait, are we speaking in code, or what is going on? And she was like, no, I have a poodle and I'm spending a fortune taking it to the groomer. So I've got to start shaving my poodle myself. And so that's the poodle story. And so we now all call our poodles a poodle because it's the perfect name for that. And it was completely unintentional. And yeah, I still go get my poodle waxed. I don't know what Brandy does. She actually left us and moved to Oregon. I just kind of fell off the face of the earth. I don't know if she's on social media anymore. I haven't heard anything from her since she moved, but yeah, that was that's where the poodle comes from. I'm curious though, would any of you have known that it was an actual dog, or would you have thought like what I did? I'm curious because well, I wouldn't know anything about her poodle. Actually, at the time, had no idea she had a. I knew she had cats, but I had no idea she actually had a poodle. I mean, I don't have anything against poodles, but I would definitely not want a poodle. They seem just, I don't know. I just don't like their curly. I don't like their curly hair. It's weird. Well, I'm glad that you finally got to hear the poodle story, Gianna. I told it in one of my videos, but I don't remember which one it was now. Well, y'all take care of your poodles. Both the K1 and the, you know, the other kind. And I am going to go pee. Uh-oh. Yeah. I have to go pee. So I'm going to get off. And Bailey, hold on. Bailey is he's about to take off. Yep. That's exactly what he's doing. Watch. Come on, Bailey. Y'all are fixing to see Bailey take off flying. Go ahead. Go. 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 Now look. Let me show y'all where he lands every time. Bailey. Get off the blinds. And now he'll land in the floor. All right. All right. I'm gonna go pee. We're getting ready to eat supper. I enjoyed it. I will definitely have to do it again soon. Thank y'all for hanging out with me and making it easy to talk to y'all. All right, guys. Bye.